bell box that is Underwriters Laboratories listed for wet locations does not automatically have a National Electrical Manufacturers Association rating. Underwriters Laboratories and the National Electrical Manufacturers Association are two different organizations that set different types of standards. Underwriters Laboratories primarily focuses on product safety testing and certification, verifying that a product meets specific safety requirements. The National Electrical Manufacturers Association, on the other hand, develops standards for electrical enclosures, among other things providing guidelines for protection against various environmental conditions. An enclosure can be Underwriters Laboratories listed based on Underwriters Laboratories testing. It demonstrates that the enclosure has been evaluated for safety and performance based on Underwriters Laboratories standards. The National Electrical Manufacturers Association ratings define the degree of protection an enclosure provides against environmental factors such as water, dust, and corrosion. For example, a National Electrical Manufacturers Association 3R enclosure is rated to protect against rain and sleet, while a National Electrical Manufacturers Association 4 enclosure provides protection against splashing water and hose-directed water. A National Electrical Manufacturers Association 4X enclosure offers the same protection as National Electrical Manufacturers Association 4, but also provides corrosion resistance. A bell box might be Underwriters Laboratories listed for wet locations, indicating it meets Underwriters Laboratories safety standards for use in damp or wet environments. However, without a specific National Electrical Manufacturers Association rating, its level of protection against other environmental factors, such as dust or corrosion, is not defined by National Electrical Manufacturers Association standards. To determine the enclosure's environmental protection capabilities, look for a National Electrical Manufacturers Association rating in addition to the Underwriters Laboratories listing. It's possible for an enclosure to have both Underwriters Laboratories and National Electrical Manufacturers Association ratings. This means it has been tested and certified for safety by Underwriters Laboratories and its environmental protection capabilities have been defined by National Electrical Manufacturers Association standards. When selecting an enclosure, consider the specific environmental conditions it will be exposed to. Choose an enclosure with appropriate National Electrical Manufacturers Association rating to ensure adequate protection of the electrical components inside. If the bell box is installed in a location where it will be exposed to rain, select an enclosure with a National Electrical Manufacturers Association 3R or higher rating. If it will be exposed to splashing water, choose a National Electrical Manufacturers Association 4 or higher rating. If corrosion is a concern, opt for a National Electrical Manufacturers Association 4X rated enclosure. Always refer to the product's documentation and markings for specific information on its Underwriters Laboratories listing and National Electrical Manufacturers Association rating. This information will help you determine if the enclosure is suitable for the intended application and environment. The National Electrical Manufacturers Association standards offer a classification system that defines the types of environmental conditions an enclosure can withstand. These ratings are based on standardized tests performed by the manufacturer or independent testing laboratories. The ratings are typically expressed as a number followed by a letter, such as National Electrical Manufacturers Association 1, National Electrical Manufacturers Association 3R, National Electrical Manufacturers Association 4X, etc. Each rating corresponds to a specific set of environmental protection characteristics. For example, a National Electrical Manufacturers Association 1 enclosure is intended for indoor use and provides protection against contact with the enclosed equipment. A National Electrical Manufacturers Association 3R enclosure, as previously mentioned, is designed for outdoor use and protects against rain, sleet, and snow. A National Electrical Manufacturers Association 4 enclosure is suitable for both indoor and outdoor use and provides protection against splashing water, hose-directed water, and the ingress of solid object. A National Electrical Manufacturers Association 4X enclosure offers the same level of protection as National Electrical Manufacturers Association 4, but it is also corrosion resistant, making it suitable for use in environments where exposure to corrosive agents is a concern. Other common National Electrical Manufacturers Association ratings include National Electrical Manufacturers Association 7 and National Electrical Manufacturers Association 9, which are designed for hazardous locations where explosive gases or dust may be present. It is important to select an enclosure with the appropriate National Electrical Manufacturers Association rating for the specific environmental conditions of the installation location. Using an enclosure with an insufficient rating can lead to equipment failure, electrical hazards, and potential safety risks. When selecting a bell box or any other type of electrical enclosure, consider the following factors. Firstly, the location of the enclosure, whether it will be installed indoors or outdoors. Secondly, the type of environmental conditions the enclosure will be exposed to, such as rain, snow, dust, water, or corrosive agents. Thirdly, the type of equipment that will be housed inside the enclosure and its sensitivity to environmental factors. Fourthly, any applicable codes or regulations that may dictate the required National Electrical Manufacturers Association rating for the enclosure. By carefully considering these factors, you can select an enclosure that provides adequate protection for your electrical equipment and ensures safe and reliable operation. Remember to always consult with a qualified electrician or electrical engineer for assistance in selecting the appropriate enclosure for your specific application. They can help you assess the environmental conditions and code requirements and recommend an enclosure that meets your needs. The Underwriters Laboratories listing on a product indicates that Underwriters Laboratories has tested a representative sample of that product and determined that it meets Underwriters Laboratories requirements. These requirements are based primarily on Underwriters Laboratories' own published standards for safety. If the product carries the Underwriters Laboratories listing mark, it means that Underwriters Laboratories has authorized the manufacturer to use the mark on products that comply with these requirements. This authorization is based on Underwriters Laboratories' ongoing inspection and testing of the product. Underwriters Laboratories offers different types of listing marks, each representing a different level of conformity. The most common type of mark is the Underwriters Laboratories listed mark, which indicates that the product meets Underwriters Laboratories safety standards. Other types of marks include the Underwriters Laboratories recognized component mark, which is used for components that are intended to be installed in a larger product, and the Underwriters Laboratories classified mark, which is used for products that have been evaluated for specific properties or characteristics. The National Electrical Manufacturers Association, as mentioned before, is an association of electrical equipment manufacturers. National Electrical Manufacturers Association standards are developed by National Electrical Manufacturers Association technical committees, which are composed of experts from the electrical industry. These standards are intended to promote safety, performance, and interoperability of electrical equipment. National Electrical Manufacturers Association standards cover a wide range of products, including electrical enclosures, wiring devices, and power distribution equipment. They are used by manufacturers, installers, and regulators to ensure that electrical equipment is safe and reliable. In summary, while a bell box might be Underwriters Laboratories listed for wet locations, it is important to check for a separate National Electrical Manufacturers Association rating to understand the full extent of its environmental protection capabilities. Both Underwriters Laboratories and National Electrical Manufacturers Association certifications play crucial roles in ensuring safety and performance in electrical installations, but they address different aspects of product evaluation.